we're here.
It's such an attitude problem. I don't care.
I had the count all off. So we're hi. Now it's right.
Hey.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
It's Tuesday, and it's planning and zoning.
Oh, he's got a big one tonight.
A big one?
Yes. They're making a decision on the
HGTV.
He wouldn't tell me if it was on the agenda,
not allowed.
although a lot of press is already covering that it is on the agenda, but he said that they are moving a lot to next month as well. I'm like, okay, well, that doesn't tell me. Is it HGTV
He's
or
not
not?
allowed to answer any questions.
That's all we want to know.
I tried to get the lowdown.
Yeah, but sometimes I can get it out.
You
know.
can. I don't know.
But I'm telling you, if you're live in person, he wouldn't move. He knows I got a big mouth. That's why.
Rude. Mike Davis. Maybe he's
bless him.
perfect for that job because he don't tell nothing.
Well, I thought he was going to be an ordained minister by the time the show was over last night.
Yeah?
He's just marrying everybody off in town.
Well,
My
he'll
goodness.
be ready for your wedding, right?
This is ridiculous. I mean, seriously, I have almost 208 people have interacted with that post. Meanwhile, I represent all these nonprofits in town, and I'm praying just to get 14 likes. Hi, Tim Cause, you hear me loud and clear. But the 208 people thought it would make it their business to comment or interact with my faux engagement. Are you kidding me? You guys know me better than Adam. Really? What? Drive through twice, read my book, watch my Lifetime movie, not getting engaged anytime soon. You can cut that out and make that real, baby. There, just got that off my chest. There it is.
Print it. We need that on a t-shirt.
Right. Golly. I hang out more on Instagram than I do on face pages because those are the true ones. Those are the tried and true over there. God,
I'm never on Instagram. Rude. Rude.
I know.
All right. Do you want to make some money?
Yes, let's talk about non-rude sponsors of the show. These incredible people.
Sponsors.
Like Bozard Ford Lincoln in St. Augustine. Their goal, Amanda, is to make sure your time and experience of buying a car is stress-free, fun, and enjoyable. And I can tell you that's what they do. Bozard is a family-owned dealership that has been in business since 1949. Wow. Bozard Ford Lincoln has been a recipient of numerous dealer awards, including being ranked #1 automotive dealership in the nation by Dealer Rater. That's a big deal. Bozard Ford has won back-to-back President's Awards, which is the highest honor given by Ford Motor Company. Can you imagine the highest honor given by Ford Motor Company that's right here in our town, the tried and true leaders of the Ford Motor Company. I love that. Check them out today or online at bozardford.com.
Absolutely. And if you don't have dinner plans yet tonight, join the Tringali family. You can head over to Carmelo's Pizzeria, voted best pizza 9 years in a row. It's New York style brick oven pizza. Do you like New York style pizza?
Yes.
I love it. It's great. Those big old slices and you fold them in half.
I need it to be a little bit crunchy and then a little bit chewy. You know what I mean?
That's fantastic.
Yeah,
it's
they do a great job.
So they also have salad, subs, wings, and more. Or you can go to 123 Burger House. They've been voted best burger 3 years running. They also have chicken, wings, salad, authentic wood-fired pizza. Wonder where they get it from.
I know.
And ice cream for dessert.
I scream, you scream.
Yeah, we all scream.
For ice cream,
They do
yes.
offer dine-in, takeout, or delivery through Bite Squad or Grubhub. Join the Tringali family for dinner tonight. Now, we also have A to Z Roofing and Waterproofing. They offer free estimates, and they have been serving St. Johns County for over 20 years in the construction industry. I can talk, I promise. They've got painted metal roofs for saltwater area homes with warranties for up to 25 years. They also offer shingle roofs with warranties for up to 50 years. They install tile roofing, cedar shake, shingles, designer roofing, and flat roof coverings. Recent job photos with material descriptions can be seen at A to Z Roofing and Waterproofing.com. Back to you, Davey.
Because they give a crap.
They do.
Wrong one.
We saved that one.
I just wanted to say it. I love that one.
It's fun.
All right, this one comes from A. Bear Kresge, CPAs. Does this work for you, Amanda? It's the top of the read here. It just says, does this work for you?
It's great.
A. Bear Kresge.
Did you check the date on that?
Oh, right, exactly. Oh, whoa.
Yeah.
This comes from Troy Blevins' penmanship.
It's vintage.
This is a vintage paper, y'all. Talk about George Washington style
That's why it
here.
feels like leather.
Yeah, it does. This is like a different kind of gauge of paper back in the day. A. Bear Kresge and Associates. I know they are working full time right now, a full service local CPA firm. There's only 14 days left for those taxes. With a team of skilled professionals dedicated to providing top level service of areas tax tax compliance and planning for businesses, individuals, estates, and trusts, audits, reviews for accounting services, business valuations, forensic analysis, excuse me.
They do all the things.
Litigation support. You can reach out 904-460-0747. We love them over at Abear, Kresge, and Associates.
Absolutely. And we do have the Beaux-Arts Ford community update.
Alrighty.
You have one. You've got Emma Concerts, right?
Oh, yeah. Emma Concerts is doing so good. Thank you so much for sponsoring the show, you guys. Very cool. So April 4th, we have Words and Music with Stefana. Take 2 from 1 to 2 p.m. at the Waterworks. Have you been in the Waterworks building yet?
I haven't.
It is very, very cool. It's like brick walls, but then the acoustics are really, really nicely done in there. They've done a great job. So Steve and Anna Marr are a clarinet and piano duo. Worst clarinet player right here. Like the worst. Like, you know, you have the first chair, second chair. I'm like 107. Yeah.
So I was trumpet.
Oh, you were
so
trumpet.
I was across from the clarinet, so I would make faces at all my clarinet friends.
Yeah, but you had to have the puffy cheeks.
Well,
right?
you're supposed to not have puffy cheeks. You're supposed to keep the puff inside. Keep it all inside.
Hold it inside.
But I would get in trouble for talking. And
yeah.
so I'd have to stand up. I know, it's shocker. I would get in trouble for talking.
I know. Well, me too.
You
I
would make
literally
me
would
stand
coordinate
up.
my outfits for whatever was out in the hallway because I was going to stand out there. So
Yeah,
it might as
right.
well just be red, white, and blue. But yeah, I was a big
wild.
squeaker on the clarinet.
Yeah.
But these people are not. These people are
They're amazing.
Professionals. They're amazing. Go
This
see
is why
Words.
they didn't ask us to play.
I know, for real. Go see Words and Music with Stefania. Take 2. Again, 1 to 2 p.m. April 4th. The Waterworks going to be very, very cool. A really quick save the date moment. May the 4th be with you coming up. But they're doing a great partnership with St. Augustine Orchestra at 7:30 in Lewis Auditorium. That's an amazing concert. It's in conjunction with the Romanza Festival of the Arts. The local orchestra will perform classical and popular music from movies. Tickets are $20 and adults for $5. A lot of this goes into scholarships for musicians over at Flagler College. We love this. We learned this from Renee from Totally St. Augustine. Incredible, incredible. EmmaConcerts.com, boo. Check them out.
Get your tickets.
Yes.
May the 4th. So they're doing movie music. So it's got to be, they have to do Star Wars.
And they have to
It's
do
May the
Dances
4th.
with Wolves. Tatanka. Yeah. That's all I know.
All right, so for my community update, I got Stoken Saturdays, Task Force Hydra 1, this Saturday, April 6th. I can't believe, we're in April already.
Yeah.
So they do Experience the Stoke in St. Augustine and in Jacksonville. Go to Task Force Hydra 1's website to sign up, get locations, get times. It's going to be amazing. It's a great event. There's lots of camaraderie and fellowship there, so definitely head to Stoken Saturdays.
Awesome.
Yes. And we have our newest segment, which is Anastasia Diner's charity shout out.
Oh, I love a good Anastasia Diner moment.
Yes.
Great avocado toast. Love them over there.
So I want to mention the Derby Day, the charity gala, hosted by the Marsh Creek Women's Association. That's also May the 4th.
All right.
It's going to be a busy day.
Love those ladies over at Marsh Creek Women's Association. We should have them on the show. Let me tag them in.
Absolutely.
Love them. Go
Come
ahead.
and hang out with us.
Keep talking.
So we've got proceeds will benefit Alpha Omega Miracle Home, Food for Kids, Pie in the Sky. You can reach out to Nina Pitkin.
Love her.
So we've got an email address, nina.pitkin@verizon.net. Reach out to her for tickets. We also posted them yesterday. Once I get a chance, I will post them in the comments again.
Look, they do a lot of things. Marsh Creek Women's Association is a very powerful entity in town.
Yes.
These are ladies that get together and put their fundraising skills together. They've done some great things for early learning literacy programs in town, getting kids a little bit of education before they get into school, make them smarter, not harder, baby. I like it. You guys are powerful ladies. And I've got a big shout out too for Horseplay, our good friends. They're having a discount right now, today only, for their barbecue and beer at the barn.
Nice.
So go to Horseplay on Facebook. Discount only is again today. Join them for their 3rd annual barbecue and beer at the barn for local followers and friends of the barn. They're offering friends and family 20% discount off of those tickets. Go check them out. I'll put link in comments just in case. But yeah, everything they're doing over there for vets to kids who need some therapy services. Literally, this is an incredible organization that we have in town. I'm so proud of Horseplay and everything they do.
We had a very horsey Anastasia Diner charity shout out segment.
I like it. Well, it's horse season,
We're
baby.
horsing around,
You
y'all.
better get your hands together.
Right?
Lady.
Well, that was last week with our Easter bonnets.
Oh, that's true. The
I haven't
history of
seen
the
you.
bonnets.
Did you have a happy Easter?
I had a very happy
Yes?
Easter. Yes.
Awesome.
Did you by any chance see the cake, my Easter cake that I got from Creme de la Coco?
Didn't it have peeps on it?
Girl.
Peeps and sparkles and all the
No,
things?
it was really, honestly, it looked like it was super heavy.
Yeah.
But I was shocked. It was carrot cake in the shape of an egg. Let me see if I can find it. It was so well done. It was nice and
There it
light
is.
and lofty. Yeah. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
so good.
very special looking.
Yeah.
It's
Creme de la Coco
I like
turned
it.
it out. They really redid their inside too. I don't know if you've been inside there, but they made it kind
haven't
of like
been
an
in there for-
apothecary looking. It was really
Oh,
super
cool.
cool. Yeah.
I like
So we did
that.
that. We did some sides from Asado Life, and then I went over to the Robinsons, had a great time.
wonderful.
Yesterday was my niece's 7th birthday. Her name is Taylor. She I picked her up from Island Prep, and this was the first time she rode in my car by herself,
right.
which was kind of
Big
cool. It
girl.
was like, okay, here
Big
we
girl
go. Yeah.
moment.
Big girl moment. So we went to Beach Nail Bar. And we
Very
got our toes done, and they gave her a manicure. She picked out sparkles and just felt like a super cool princess. She goes, "Do you think Taylor Swift will like my fingers?" I'm like, "Yes, boo.
Yes,
I think
baby.
Taylor Swift would select those."
Of course.
So then we asked her where she wanted to go to dinner. Of course, she picks Outback. That's her favorite. She loves the mac and cheese, and had a wonderful time. And it was a really cool moment to be an uncle to say, "Wow, 7 years. This is just
That's really
amazing."
cool.
Yeah, great young lady, super sweet, and she used her manners. I just love seeing all of that. It was just it was a cool.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, I was glowing.
I hope that you have a wonderful birthday week.
Yeah,
That's
so
awesome.
good.
We had family time too. My mom's out of town. She's with her mom. My grandma's not doing well.
I'm
so
sorry,
we
Bill.
had it, she's 91.
God bless.
So my dad was with us for Easter dinner, and he got to help me hide Easter eggs, which I don't know if he ever hid Easter eggs when I was a kid.
I'm horrible.
He got to do it for the first time, maybe, allegedly.
I have a lot of talent in life, but
Yeah.
this was one thing I was not good at. It was finding the Easter eggs.
Well-
My sister whooped my butt every year,
We
every
have
time.
so many plastic Easter eggs.
Oh,
So we hard-boiled eggs, and each of the kids got 6. So 24 hard-boiled eggs,
Mm-hmm.
which is probably enough. But then we also have like 60 plastic eggs.
do you do the golden egg?
We have like iridescent rainbow eggs.
So you had a pride egg? Okay, fine. Please tell me there was a tiara
There's
or
a
some sort
biblical
of,
connotation to the rainbow too. I'm
Oh,
just
sure,
saying.
Noah the Ark. But you know what?
Something
It's
like that.
biblical for me and my
God's
religion.
promise,
So thank you very
know.
much. Yeah.
So there's more than one. So yeah, we have like 3 or 4 of those somehow. I don't know where they came from.
Okay.
But we fill all the plastic eggs with candy. We don't do money.
You don't do money?
We be broke people, so we put candy in.
You could put a nickel, honey. Have them dream big. What do you do
So-
for Tooth Fairy? More candy so they lose more
so-
teeth.
No, we actually thought of something ingenious.
Okay,
for the
let me
Tooth
know
Fairy.
this. What is this ingenious move?
So what I heard from a lot of my parent friends is that tooth fell out on a day when they didn't have cash, and then they were panicking because they couldn't get anywhere to get cash because their kids, it was like bedtime when they realized it. So they ended up like all they had was a 20. And so then they set the precedent that the Tooth Fairy brings $20. I'm like, that ain't gonna be me. That can't happen. My kids were very into Jake and the Neverland Pirates at that point, and gold coins were really special. So I was like, I'm gonna get as many gold dollar coins as I can.
Okay. Oh, like the $1.
Yeah, like the
Sacagawea.
Sacagawea.
Yeah.
So it's a gold coin. So it
okay,
seems
and it still
more
has currency.
special.
Because I was about to call
Yeah.
you out. Do they know it was a fake coin? But
So
no, that's
no,
real.
it's a real coin.
Okay.
So it's worth money. So it kind of softened the blow of the $1 once they started comparing notes with their friends, because none of their friends get gold coins.
Oh.
So it has a cachet for a period of time when we need it to, and then when they get a little older and they're like can get with the program, then it's like, hey, look, be happy you're getting it.
Right. Yeah.
So we have like 60 in a safe that we hide from the kids. So we're always prepared.
So going back to the Easter egg hunt, did they
Yeah.
find all of the eggs?
I think so.
Or did the dogs have to help?
My dad put one on the top of the fence and then realized that that was not stable, and it fell behind the fence into the like nature preserve behind our house. And so he tried to get it,
No,
but he
just-
wasn't about to fight the moccasins for
Just
it.
leave that be. Yeah.
So we'll find it when we clean out the leaves.
I play find Easter eggs with my dogs on Easter morning.
That's fun.
So I put in the plastic eggs, I'll put like a dog treat, and then I'll close the dog door and I'll go out and hide them. And so like they'll have to go out and try to find them. Well, I mean, I have one dog that's like 11 going on 12, and then I've got one that's like 3 and just ready
Full
to
of
be.
energy.
Yeah. Wow! Hurricane Gucci.
Yeah.
So I have to help my senior citizen try to find some too.
Yeah.
And I have to teach Gucci patience at the same time. I think we're done with hide the eggs with the dogs for next year.
Maybe
It's like,
take turns.
oh no, because
Take
then
turns
one
in
is
the backyard.
outside, then that's another debacle. They got to be together.
Do you have a fenced-in backyard?
Yes, big time. Yeah. I have a whole half an acre just privacy fenced in.
Yeah.
So that's their spot.
So this was our first Easter with our second dog, Betty. And so last year, Maggie was fine. She didn't have any interest in the egg. She stays next to me. She's my girl. And so like, she don't care. As long as I'm petting her, she's not going for it. But we were really concerned that Maggie would like hork down one of the eggs and we'd have to doggy Heimlich her. So then we had to keep the dogs inside.
Of course.
It's like, I'm not going to murder a dog on Easter. So yeah.
I follow this DJ on Instagram, and he hid eggs with his kids.
Yeah.
And he actually like cracked a real egg and put the yolk in the plastic part. So when the eggs, and they're boys, so like messy is good.
Of
So then
course.
they found it. He would open up like, oh, Dad! It's actually a great prank. I'm surprised my father did not come up with this. He was a prankster. So
Well, you'd have to tape the holes on the inside so they didn't know.
I mean, I guess.
Yeah.
However, he recorded his kid like opening it up, and it was just like, yeah, gross.
That's nasty. And that's everywhere.
Everywhere.
You're getting that everywhere, my dude.
Hey,
Yes?
speaking of parenting, I've got this interesting article I found today on BuzzFeed, and I want everyone's opinion on it. 'Cause This was kind of an interesting story. So, this mom is livid after her son was pressured to share his raffle prizes with another child who didn't win.
Oh, no. No.
Yeah, I know. This
No.
is very,
No.
is very, very interesting. So, okay, let me get to the bottom of the story. I know not everyone feels this way, but it's a parent's job to teach their kids appropriately to manage their emotions when things don't go their way. Pressuring others to bend over backward and take away your child's disappointment is only setting them up for failure.
Absolutely.
Right? This couldn't be clearer in this story. So this mom is calling herself, Am I the A-hole? I have two sons, Robbie and Cameron. Robbie had an awards banquet for his team and the entire family went. Every year they have a raffle with a bunch of prizes. I bought a roll of tickets for both sons and told them to put them and have some fun in whatever prizes you want to win. Cameron had 2 things he really wanted, a Lego kit and a remote control car.
Cool.
Both sound boring. It's like, get the Britney CD. He put basically all his tickets in for those. Okay, fine.
Okay.
So there was another boy
Live your life.
there. Yeah. Well, with whatever. So there was another little kid there.
Okay.
Probably a little younger than Cameron, who was running around saying, oh, he wanted to win the remote control car. Everyone would just smile and say, well, we're going to see.
Yeah.
We're going to see. So come time for the raffle, of course, her son Cameron won the Lego kit. And a few draws later, sure enough, he also wins the remote control car.
Them's the breaks, babe.
Here we go. So when the other little boy's parents explained to their son that he didn't win, the kid broke down. Huge tantrum. He was screaming bloody murder and crying. His dad had to carry him out because he was causing such a disturbance. We were sitting with 2 other families at the table, and one told Cameron he should give the car to the little boy. Cameron said, no. They looked at me for backup, and I said, it's his choice.
You know what my kids would have said?
They would have said
I'm not
no.
a socialist.
Right. Oh, well, your kids are, of course, with the vocabulary. So I changed the subject. The little boy did return. He came to our table a couple times. He didn't say anything. He just kept staring at the car, which I felt was fine.
As he would.
Later, a friend of mine and a few others felt Cameron should have given the little boy the car. I said, this is just how raffles work, and it's a good lesson for kids. There are many times my sons haven't won anything from raffles or similar events. They've learned it's just all up to luck. Yeah. Keep in mind, I never heard from the parents from this child. I know the mom is passing as our older sons have hung out a couple times, but not that well. My husband wonders if we should have just encouraged Cameron to give it away. Am I the jerk for saying no? Let me know some advice.
No, you're not the jerk. So this would be, I would talk to my kids and be like, all right, well, you won them. That kid doesn't have anything. It would be nice if you gave him the car, but it's yours and you don't have to, and I'll support you in whatever you choose.
I mean, I'm at the point where it's like, if those families really wanted the kid to have the car, why didn't they pony up and go out and buy it, you know?
Yeah, well, so the thing is, the kid probably doesn't even want it that bad. Like, if they go out and buy it.
Sounds like he did. He had a temper
Well,
tantrum.
so they'll do that because they'll fixate on the thing in front of you. But if you make them wait and then get them the thing at an appropriate time, then a lot of times it's not even as cool as they thought it was, and they don't even end up playing with it. Like, my kids were classic for fixating on something that I knew they weren't going to play with. And I would try and redirect them in another direction, just because I didn't want someone spending money on a toy that I knew they weren't going to play with. And
I was forced to play with it. If I wanted it, then I would really have to prove my love for the toy. Well, it's the truth.
Well, I mean, if it doesn't connect with them, it doesn't connect with them. I didn't force them to play with it, but I mean, and then they wouldn't even want to donate it because, like, it's mine. I'm like, you don't even play with it's such a thing. So, like, the kid just fixated on the one that was right in front of him. So you get over the moment. Like, it's a fun thing to win the prize. It's a more important lesson to learn how to not win the prize.
I think so, too.
And that's where you set your kid up to success.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, the car is going to get forgotten. The kid... Probably this is not a life-changing toy for the kid that won it, or the two toys that he won, probably not life-changing for him. He might not even remember this night, except that he won 2 prizes and probably won't clearly remember what they were.
Right.
But the kid that has to learn that, you know, everything isn't handed to them and they learn how to lose properly, that kid's life is changed if he learns how to lose properly.
Right. Is there a reward for that? I mean, maybe it's not a car, but maybe it's something else. I don't know. Like,
so that's the thing. If my kids handle a situation well, and it is something that, you know, they really do care about, like they keep talking about it, I see them interested in it, then later I would reward them with it at some point. It would just be a surprise that shows up. If it's something within reach, I mean, like, I'm not giving my kid, like a 6-year-old, an iPhone just because they're fixated on it. Like, that's a whole other discussion.
I mean, why can't he be friends with Cameron and come over and play with the car if he wanted it so bad? You know what I mean? Like, be
so
friends.
There's that. If the kid handled it well, then he's got a friend and you've got a play date.
Right.
The kid doesn't handle it well. The parents don't really handle it well. Like, that becomes a situation. So, I mean, it's a life lesson. You have to teach your kid how to lose. I know this life lesson. I've had my kids be completely humiliating because they lost at a game and they were playing with other kids that knew how to lose, and they looked at my kids like they were freaks. And that's a lesson that you have to learn, is how to lose.
Absolutely.
And so
some losses are more than others, but I don't think God or the universe or whatever you want to believe in doesn't give you anything that you can't handle. And I think in those moments, you've got to learn how to handle it, because everything's a lesson in life. So you've got to be able to learn how to take the good with the bad, for sure.
And life is full of way more losses than wins.
Oh, 100%.
So, like,
but if you didn't have the losses, you wouldn't know how sweet the win is. So your losses are leading to success.
But that's the one you have to learn how to deal with.
Yeah.
Like, no one has to, I mean, you do have to teach kids how to win with grace. And that would be why I would have the conversation of, well, okay, you're excited. I'm super excited for you. This is totally yours. You can totally keep it. Just be aware that there are kids that don't have anything. So if you don't want this as much as you thought you did, then, like, consider giving it to that person. You don't have to. It's up to you. It's yours. And then leave it up to them. Sometimes my kids have chosen to give it away. Sometimes they've chosen to keep it. Either way, that's their choice.
Good old Catholic guilt. I would have had to give that away, because I would never live that down.
Well, I wouldn't have guilted them.
Yeah, well, that was my life.
I mean, I wouldn't have, if they chose, when they have chosen to keep something, then, like, they've chosen to keep it. But it's also, it's not his fault. It's one thing if you've got, like, the biggest kid on the field, and he clears up on all the Easter egg hunt.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
If you have a kid that's just maybe too big to do the Easter egg hunt, and then he has 3/4 of the eggs in his basket and refuses to share, that's one thing. That isn't what this case is. This is purely chance. The dice happen to fall in his favor. That's no one's fault. It's a kid's choice.
I'm interested in asking you another question because you do come from a little bit of a different culture than I do, which is great. That's why we come to this table. But there was something that was underlining in the story about the other parent talking to the son that way. And like, I'm curious on like, what's your take on that when other parents step in and then maybe give guidance to your kids? Are you cool with that? Or is that a mere overstep? Like, where's your balance there on that?
It depends on what the kids or what the adults say to my kids.
All right, use the situation.
Yeah. So in this case, I would be like, well, it's my child's choice. They can choose. You don't.
So you're like 100% with this mom here.
Yeah,
Okay.
I would be like, it's their choice. If they don't want to, it's not their fault that they won. Like you're not going to shame my kid because they won.
I'd be pissed for another parent
Yeah.
to try to tell my kid what to do.
Yeah.
I'm the one that's the influencer. Is that wrong of me to feel that way? That's the way I was raised, though. You know what I mean? Like, I listen to my parents. And
I don't think so. Because, I mean, again, it comes from, if I know your intentions and I know where you're coming from, and basically it probably a lot depends on whether I agree with what you say to my kids or not.
True, yeah,
but,
yeah.
you know, if you say something to my kids that I feel is inappropriate, then I'm
Right.
going to step in and I will correct you.
Or another parent gives a pow. I mean, you'd be pissed, right?
You don't know.
Right.
Unless my kid's like
It's different
doing
day and age
something
than
terrible.
the 80s, you know what I mean? I'm just saying.
Unless my kid was like physically assaulting someone, you don't get to set your hands on my kid.
Right.
And if my kids are assaulting someone, you best be separating them and then we figure out who started it.
I mean, I'm not trying to pry, but have you ever dealt with a situation like this where another parent has gone a little bit too far with your kids?
I've had adults say things to my kids that were not appropriate. And so I've
Like, as far as like language, or was it like you don't have to go into it, but you know what I mean?
Oh,
Like-
I've told people to stop cussing.
Oh, okay.
Like I straight up told, we'll be watching the fireworks downtown and everyone's been drinking all day. And so
Of course.
you've got, the good old boy 16-year-olds in front of us dropping F-bombs. And I would have toddlers, like a
Yeah.
baby on this hip, a toddler on this hip. And they're just like cussing up a storm and saying all kinds of inappropriate things. I'm the mom that'll be like, excuse me, could you watch your language? There are children here.
Oh, so you're one of those.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'll do that.
Okay.
And I mean, you can tell me no.
Right.
I mean, but I would
You're
appreciate
just trying
it
to remind
if
them
you,
that,
yes,
yeah.
like that you're not in a private space. You're in a shared space, and like you either respect it or you don't. I appreciate if you don't cuss me out. I understand that that's a risk that I take by doing that. It hasn't happened yet.
No, I mean,
But-
I'm glad that you can speak up. I think it's important if something's bothering you, you have to communicate about it. And a lot of people bottle these things up, and then it just turns into something even worse, in which we report about, unfortunately, sometimes.
I've had older adults say things that I didn't think were appropriate for the situation to my kids. Nothing like need to call the cops on. Just
Okay.
stepping in and giving advice or direction that I don't feel is appropriate for them to give. And I've ratted them out to the heads of organizations. So they've had a talking to.
So Barbara Jean in comments writes, no one needs to cuss ever. And I actually have to push back on that, Barbara Jean, because I actually took a class in college about playwriting and the use of profanity. And when you look at it on an artist's perspective, it is like the only shred of emotion that you have left to give, 0 Fs to give. Honestly, that is the clawing moment in a scene or something of an expression. And I feel like it's more of like a social like suicide, like this is all I got, whether take it or leave it. And that's the birth of a cuss to me as an artist is concerned. And a lot of,
But it can be a crutch.
well, I mean,
I don't like the comedians
is it,
that just
or is
cuss
it a reflection?
because
this
they're
is real
trying
life,
to be edgy.
though. Well, then let's talk about pop culture and music then too,
Yeah.
because it's used throughout. I mean,
Yeah.
Taylor Swift, I mean, Beyonce, all of them.
And it's way more powerful in Taylor Swift's songs when she doesn't say it all the time. It's way more powerful that she says it once or twice on an album rather than a rap artist who says it 47 times in a song.
Well, I mean, we can even go rock and roll too
Yeah.
on that as well.
So
I mean,
like I'm just using an example.
people, I know, but
extremes.
people aren't making music for children. That's the other part
But
of
it's
this
not even
argument.
that. It becomes less powerful show of raw emotion, what you're describing. It devalues it as an artistic tool as you would use it to show how broken and how, down you are in
Or
this
up.
particular place or up.
Right.
It's kind of an extreme. You're at one of the two extremes usually when you're feel compelled to say a cuss. But if you use it every song and in every, verse, then, no one's that up or that down all the time.
Well, that's... I understand, but there's so much more to that than just this, though, too. I mean, it's just a cultural difference. It's completely different.
But you also grew up north.
Right, true.
So I wouldn't go to Times Square.
That is a normal way of talking.
I wouldn't go to Times Square for, I don't know, Macy's Day Parade and tell people to not cuss in front of my kids because I went to college in New York and people cuss you use commas.
Absolutely.
And that's just part of their culture. In the South, we don't do that. And so I feel more within my right to be like, hey, respect the fact that there are children.
Yeah.
So it's just part of the culture up there to cuss. And so that wouldn't be my place to come and put my social
interesting
culture
conversation.
on you.
I mean, obviously that my university had a class on this and and the study of it and where it kind of came from. But that was my final deduction was what I got out of that class was it was just that final moment, that use of an emotional expression. So interesting conversation.
Interesting.
So we've got some article. We can do another article.
Yes.
We can do my prom dress segment if we want to get a little bit lighter.
It is spring.
Yeah.
Prom dress shopping is a thing. Maybe we should prom dress shop
All right,
a
let's
little
go
bit.
prom dress shopping.
All right, let's start here.
All right, this first one is 101 Dalmatians prom dress theme. What would you do here?
Is this a DIY?
I hope so, for her sake.
I really hope.
It's not Diane von Furstenberg for Target either.
They got a wedding dress at Goodwill. They sewed a sash and they took a Sharpie to it, right? This has to be.
I'm hoping that she had a gaggle of 101 other friends,
right,
to really kind of pull this off. Because
and the prom theme is Disney.
I would hope.
It has to.
I would hope.
I mean, the way it's fitting her body is nice. It's just why though?
But why pick the Dalmatian? Why wouldn't you go Cruella? You know what I mean? Go big or go home.
Well, maybe she's a good girl and she wants to represent the good girl and not the bad girl.
Oh, here's another non-cusser. Okay, next. Okay, right. Big Bird. Here we go.
Yeah, we've got another.
I see a lot of this in Florida.
What is this?
It's like a yellow cupcake explosion.
It's the Florida sunshine.
A lot of volume here.
How do you feel about the silver with the?
I do not like
the silver with.
There's nothing about this that I enjoy. It looks itchy.
It does look itchy. Sequins are itchy.
Well, if
they're pretty.
Wrong, they're itchy.
I've never put on anything sequin that's not itchy.
We're losing this battle. We've lost two people.
I don't love this. I'm just gonna say I don't love this.
Maybe in a turquoise, maybe a different color.
Maybe a different color.
I don't know. It's horrible. Okay, next is duct
what
tape.
What is the actual
duct tape? King and queen here. Kentucky Chrome, if you really want to get down to it.
DIY. That's what I say.
It's horrible.
Oops,
next is Patriotic Princess.
There she goes, Miss America.
She is bringing her best outfit to this discussion.
I think Joy Villa, the musician, does it better. With her Make America Great Again dress. I'm not loving Miss Liberty here. And this, that's a crumb catcher, isn't it?
What is this?
Isn't that what that's called?
A crumb catcher?
Isn't that what that's called?
I have never heard that. I'm not from the South.
No?
We have a different word for it, but I can't say it on this show.
I heard it on Say Yes to the Dress. That's what I heard it on, and that's in New York.
Okay.
I think that's a crumb. I hate this.
This is horrible.
I hate it.
She looks terrible.
It looks like a dyeing accident.
Yes.
Why is the corset a completely different color that's not referenced anywhere? Yes. Oh. It's terrible.
It is. Oh, yeah, it does not look good. But it looks like it probably could be very good for ventilation. She can really breathe there.
Well, she can also take her leftovers home.
Because in Florida, you need to, you don't want to be schwepping so much.
That would be so sweaty. I hate it.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
Okay, next is this is not
what
good.
What are the
rainbow mess?
The space dye scarves or space dye shirts?
Missoni?
Is that I don't love this.
Yeah, the directions of the stripes are just not Yeah, this is too casual for
If
a
this,
prom,
so
I think.
part of the problem
This
with
is a
this,
brunch dress.
yeah, it should be shorter and it's a brunch dress.
Yeah.
Part of the problem, I think, though, is the color
Bobby.
palette. Flamingo blew up.
That's funny.
That's what the pink one has for sure. I think if this was in like a monotone,
Right.
like ombre fabric,
Something.
so it could even be stripes, but if they were all monochrome, then it would work. But I don't like this.
This is no bueno.
No bueno.
Okay, here
And
she
the
is.
stripper story.
Here she's
We're
stripper
here for
story
the
for
stripper
the day. It's purple, Barbara
The
Jean.
fit on this is
Oh,
tragic.
This is designed by Mike Davis.
You can't put a cup anywhere. Everything's angles.
I love the cutouts. It's very, so wrong. It's very Christina
Harlequin.
Aguilera dirty video.
Oh,
you know?
yeah, it is. Except it's pot pink.
Oh my goodness.
It's like, it's terrible. I hate
That
it.
poor model.
Ugh.
She's trying to get. How about sock
I would
monkey
rather
dress?
wear sock monkey than pink
She
cutout
is the
girl.
belle of the ball so far, winning the charts right now. A sock monkey dress.
You know, if you could unzip those mouths and you've got pockets,
Oh,
then I'm
you could
sold.
put lipstick. That's a great idea.
That's what I'm saying.
That's a great idea. Wow.
But this is tragic.
Absolutely.
Oh, my word.
Oh,
And
here's more tragic here.
unforgettable, humble, high
Queen
01.
Amidala.
That it wasn't a good look in the galaxy. It's not a good look at prom.
It just didn't work out for them.
No.
No.
Look at him.
Honorable
He looks happy and sad at the same time.
Honorable mention. He looks horrible. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Tropical Nightmare.
So are we trying to like reference J-Lo here?
No, it's not green enough. It's more
I know.
Malibu Barbie. It's serving tropical wrongness.
I feel like it's
too
Malibu
casual.
Barbie trying to be a more modest J-Lo Versace.
Ugh.
It's terrible. Everything about
I
it's
mean,
bad.
I don't know if you're reading any of these blogs, but they are reading Jennifer Lopez these days.
Oh yeah.
Like, oh my gosh. Oh, okay. She spent $20 million of her own money to do this film, which you can see on Amazon Prime. It's sort of like a musical experience about the album that's coming out. Worst album sales in history. And so she, you know how she always has this Bronx undertone of everything.
Jenny from the block.
Oh my God. So apparently she's like being read left and right. She goes, when I was younger, I would have this wild hair as a kid and I would run through the streets. And then, like when they stitch videos,
Yeah.
they'll have somebody from the Bronx be like, boo, ain't nobody running through the streets looking like that up here. Hell. I mean, she was like, what did you used to order in the bodega? She'd be like, ham and cheese on a roll and an orange drink. If you know, you know. And they were like, nobody drinks that mess up in here. We drink Snapple up in here. I mean, it was just like, literally hundreds of thousands of TikToks going out, just shutting down
Well,
J-Lo.
so that makes sense. I was in college in the early 2000s, and her Jenny from the Block song was popular.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of girls.
On the 6 was the album. That's the train.
I
Yeah.
was on the African step dancing team.
Oh, cool.
And so the girls on the team, a lot of them were from her neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
And so if that song came on, they'd be like, turn that mess off.
I know.
I grew up on that block.
They didn't like her.
She is trash. We don't like her. Nobody thought you were Jenny from the block. Nobody wanted you here. Nobody wants you still.
No.
Like,
Yeah. Sorry, boo. I don't know what she's going to do.
she's shutting down
She should
her skincare line too.
She should. Oh, really? It's time.
Yeah.
It's time.
Sephora pulled it.
But she can. Oh, I
It's
didn't
a
know
rough
that.
year. It's
She
a rough
can
year for
stay.
J-Lo.
She can stay in movies, I think. But she's
Yeah.
had some stinkers though too. Ugh,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Jiggly.
I would say take a break, reassess, reevaluate, and then revamp. Come
Enjoy
back
your
something.
honeymoon. Just go. You're rich.
Yeah.
Go. Be
Rich,
married.
honey. Yes.
Someone
All right,
who's
back
not rich.
here. Someone who's not rich is Twilight mess.
What is this?
Poor. Who let this poor child out?
That's tragic.
This
What is
is
she trying
so
to do?
bad.
What's the pink side? I want to know what the pink side is.
I don't. Maybe that's the.
It looks
because it's
Sleeping
what is-
Beauty?
No. Let's think about Twilight. So one side
Is that Jacob?
right, and the other side is.
So this is Edward.
Edward.
And so the other side's got to be Jacob,
Gotta
right?
be.
Oh, this. Bleh. I fell in love with the name Isabella way before Twilight was ever published.
Okay.
And then Twilight became a thing around the time I had my baby. And then everyone would, oh, did you name her after Bella from the movie? And I'd just look at them and be like, no,
Oh man.
I hate it.
It was
I
that
hate
time.
it.
It was that. It was a.
It was
cult
a
classic
time.
at that time. What was the other vampire one that was really good? There's also a book series. Oh, Sookie is the main character.
Suki.
Oh man, it was so well done. I want to say it was HBO. I'll look at that while you look
All
at
right.
this next one. This is a Willy Wonka.
I would rather wear this than the Edward dress.
I mean, honestly, she's leading the pop charts, right?
I know. Like, at least it's
True
a
Blood.
thing.
True Blood. True
Yeah,
Blood. True Blood.
True Blood was a thing.
Did you not see any of that?
I didn't.
It's well
I'm
written.
I'm not into vampires.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
No cussing, no vampires. Right now,
I didn't
we
say
ain't
I
hanging
don't
out.
cuss.
Okay.
I said I don't cuss in front of my children.
Okay, next.
Different.
All right, back to Willy Wonka. So you're
Yes.
fine with this? I thought
mean,
for sure you'd pick this one apart.
I hate it, but compared to the sock monkey dress,
yeah, right?
like I'd rather my daughter be in this than the pink diamonds.
Yeah. True. Yeah, the cutouts, yeah.
So this is a thing. Like, I'm shopping for prom dresses for the first time.
How do you guys do this? Are you having prom at home?
No. We have lots of homeschool communities come together, and we don't do prom because we have a different name for it.
What do you call it?
It's called protocol, and they're learning social protocol. There's,
You guys.
I know. We're
You
annoying.
can't call it that.
There's also prom, but she didn't want to do. Chick-fil-A hosts like this big
Protocol?
Yes.
Oh
it's
my
called
God,
protocol.
there's nothing romantic about protocol.
It's not supposed to be romantic.
Oh, come on.
I gave her the
Give 'em
option.
some sparkle.
I gave her the option to go to prom. Like, protocol is something that they do, and they're all excited for it.
Poor
And they do wear sparkles.
Beautiful, Isabella.
And I know. I gave her the option for prom, and she didn't want to go because she doesn't have a boyfriend, so she didn't want to go.
Oh, you don't need a boyfriend.
I tried.
The sun
It's-
rises every day
yes.
by herself in all of her glory. Why do you need somebody to
But
compliment that?
Chick-fil-A
Jeez.
in the area hosts a big winter formal, which she did do.
Okay.
And we threw a Sadie Hawkins dance. So that was
Like
like
that.
our homecoming.
Cool.
And so that was middle school and high school got to come to Sadie Hawkins.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a barn dance. We had to miss that one. That was like a Valentine's barn dance.
Oh.
We missed that one. And now there's protocol, which isn't technically like, I know you're so cringing. It isn't, it's not really a dance even, but it's a chance to go to a formal event and they learn social protocol. That's why it's called protocol. She wants to do prom next year.
My next like major thrasher gay party, I'm calling it protocol.
Do it. Do it.
Oh,
It might be
okay.
trademarked. So
Well, I can spell it with a K.
Do it.
Protocol.
protocol,
Oh, that
y'all.
is so funny.
Protocol, y'all.
Protocol, y'all.
So
So you're looking for prom dresses. Are you
Yes.
are you successful? What are you looking for? Mermaid, silhouette? What are you
okay,
doing?
first of all, it's hard because like we get everything from Amazon because there aren't malls anymore.
True.
We went to malls and we went to formal
Remember that?
stores.
Wet Seal.
And there's and there's nothing like that here. So
Yeah. Merry-go-round.
all of the dresses that she liked on Amazon that she had on her wish list, we now can't get fast enough because it's not 2-day shipping.
Hmm.
So now we're having to find stores. And that's annoying. But one
Yeah.
of her friends told her where we can go. So we got to figure it. We're going up to Jacksonville. You want to come?
Where's this?
I guess we're going to Windsor.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going there to try and find a dress.
Yeah,
I don't
you're gonna
know.
go to off Saks Fifth Avenue too, or not?
Okay.
No, it's what's it called Nordstrom Rack is up
Nordstrom
there.
Rack.
That's
Okay.
a good one.
All right.
Because it's sort of like the Nordstrom outlet, but you can find some. You can in the back you can find some good stuff
Okay.
there.
'Cause
Windsor's that's a good tip.
my issue is just like, why are we making naked dresses for teenagers? Like, they
Well,
can't legally consent. They can't legally consent. Cover it. Cover their bits and pieces.
You're
You
not
dirty,
gonna you're not gonna
dirty
like Windsor.
designers.
Don't go to Windsor. Forget Windsor. Just go to You might be able to get a robe at Victoria's
come
Secret and be more
on.
happy. Yeah.
Come on. Like, what's
Oh,
with all of the
jeez.
only bra? Like, she's not going to the beach. I don't need some like sparkle nude covering of a bikini. Like, knock it off. She's 15.
a genie in a bottle.
No, that didn't work out for Christina Aguilera. Now she's running around with strap-ons on stage.
So
I don't
funny.
need that for my daughter. Genie in a bottle has a bad track record.
Oh, no cussing, no sluttiness.
I'm fine with like a little bit of cleavage. I'm fine with a slit. Like,
Okay.
quit with the see-through bodices.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That ain't it. These are children. Like, for real.
Well, maybe they didn't make them for children. Maybe the children are shopping in the wrong department. Maybe they made them for like a.
Where is there a children's formal department?
I don't think there is. Maybe
Exactly.
Is there a Macy's? You might have to go to Winter Park.
Yeah. It's so annoying.
That's a mess. Yeah. What about like? Isn't there like a bridal shop? There's a bride shop next to Target, sort of. I'll have
Sort
to
of
explain.
close?
It's next to Target,
but if
it's
we
hard
have to
explain
order
where
it,
is.
then we can't. That's
It's
the
probably
problem.
an order thing.
Like David's Bridal has
Look
some
up
stuff
Daniel
off the rack.
Thompson in town. He's
Okay.
a very classy dude, and he does make a lot of dresses for ladies, like
Like, I'm not trying to put her in a Duggar dress. I just, like, can it not be see-through? I don't want to send a picture and get flagged by the NSA for sending inappropriate pictures of
Well,
children.
yeah,
Like,
sure.
can we just not?
Right. I know.
so annoying.
I hear you loud and clear. Can't you put a shawl over it?
Yeah, because she'll keep it on.
But just put her in a glad bag. That's what you're going towards. No
I
shape,
literally
no
said,
silhouette, just a
I'm
sack of potatoes. Get it in
fine
Hastings.
with a waist. I'm fine with some cleavage, a slit, like, fine.
Do I have something that we can discuss? Okay, you guys. Okay, so you know Hastings is bringing back
The Easter dress isn't fancy enough, Bobby.
Oh, is that what he said?
Yes. He saw my Easter picture. She looked lovely in it, and she was like, I looked good. Did you post that picture? I looked good.
Oh, she looked really good with the butterflies on
Yeah,
it.
the
I
butterfly
commented
dress.
on that too,
Yeah.
and for me to comment. So
Yes.
yeah, she looked really good.
She did.
Okay,
She's
so
beautiful.
y'all know that the Cabbage, Potato, and Bacon Festival is coming back to Hastings, right?
That's fantastic.
This was like
I
whole,
love a pageant.
right? And this was like a whole thing, like back in the day, and then they're bringing it back. But the pageant is only like one part of this.
Yeah.
You're just looking at my screen. But like here, I'll show you. So like, see, they have like a spud run. There's culinary events. There's a lawnmower race.
Do they have potato guns?
Oh, I'm sure.
Is there a potato
like,
gun
so
like
funny.
shooting range?
But one of the segments is this this beauty pageant called the Miss Potato Queen Beauty Pageant. Okay.
Miss Potato Queen.
Okay. Here's
love it.
here's the kicker.
Do they have a Mrs.? I'll sign up.
Oh, you need to back up. Give me a second here. Like, look at this. So the pageant rules, you guys.
Oh, man.
The pageant rules will blow your mind. Okay. So, like first, let me just get to
Okay.
the official pageant rules. The entrant will continue to be a person of good moral character. She is not committed or will not commit or acts inconsistent with highest standards of public morals and convictions. This is fine.
No OnlyFans girls can be potato
That's
queens.
exactly what they're trying to get at. He or she reflects unfavorably on the pageant royalty. This includes postings on social media, so you can't be a jerk in the blogs, okay?
All right.
So female entrants must be single.
Because it's Miss.
They have never been married, divorced, or had marriage annulled.
Because they wouldn't be MISS, Miss, if they had been. That's
well,
why.
I'm sorry. This is this town. Here I'm going to probably push back a little bit on this because it's like this town is full. I mean, like, are you kidding?
Well,
There's
so
so
there
many
are-
beautiful people.
There are pageants for MISS, then there are pageants for MS, and there are pageants for MRS.
Well, we don't care.
So that's why there's a distinction.
But
'cause
we
this
don't
is
care. This is our
MISS.
town. This is so weird. Must have ever been in a pageant nor become pregnant or married during the time of her reign. So if you win this, you cannot get pregnant within that year. You can't have any piercings other than 2 earlobes. And if you do, they must be removed prior to the pageant. You cannot have any visible tattoos or body art.
I could not win this.
Oh my God.
I have tattoos. They're not visible though.
Well,
They're
you
hidden.
can. I guess you can put like flesh tape or something over it. Entrant is required to attend all workshop rehearsals. That's fine. Where is it? Like, there's also like no family members can go backstage. I mean, like this goes on and on and on. It's just like, wow, these are like no parents allowed backstage during personal interviews. Just for the junior or Miss contestants only. Yeah, just craziness. Minor contestants can have one parent or guardian.
So I did do pageants.
Okay.
I
Then,
only did a couple of them.
Did you do
so
this
these
one?
these rules don't sound crazy to me. Because,
for me, they sound
like,
crazy.
They're pretty standard for pageants.
How are they gonna know if you were pregnant before or not?
If you have a
Do
child.
they do like an inspection?
If you have a child.
Well, what if you lost the child?
Well, that's.
Are you supposed to morally disclose that? Like, sorry, I had a miscarriage. Now I can be part of the pageant. Like, that's how I'm taking it.
You heard that like rules are only for the honest, right?
Well, I'm honest.
I know. So if you're honest and you read that and you're like, okay, well, I can't be a part of this.
That makes me sad.
Well, whether it does or doesn't.
Nobody cares about my opinion.
It's what the rules say.
Terrible
and it's
rules.
Not,
time to change them.
well, that's what I'm saying. It's for the Miss pageant because they do have Mrs. pageants, and I know people that have been in Mrs. pageants.
What are the rules for that one? Jeez.
Well, it's different. You can be married, you can have kids, because she was married and she did have kids.
Okay.
So they're slightly different, but usually there's like a moral turpitude clause where like you can't be, who was it? Vanessa Williams that lost her crown because she posed for Playboy.
No. A photographer. Let me school you a little bit
I
here.
don't know.
A photographer took advantage of Miss Vanessa L. Williams back in the day and
That's
took
not
those
surprising.
pictures and posted and went to like the Inquirer.
Well, he cashed in, right?
Right.
So he realized
ruined
he
that
had
young lady's
a
moment, but
famous
she
person, yeah.
rose up like the Phoenix baby.
Yeah.
She came out with what was that
Her
album?
album,
Oh, the
yeah.
album's so good. Work to Do. Yeah, so good.
I knew all of the lyrics of a
Get
few
the
of her
message?
songs.
Enough said. Yeah, so
So,
good.
I mean, she won the day on that.
Running back to you. That was it.
But I've won a title because someone
you
didn't
won?
meet their requirements.
You didn't
and
have
they
a
got,
child?
They got not at that time. But a girl didn't meet her requirements as queen and she lost her crown and I got it.
How did that make you feel? Like you got it out of what? What is that called? You got it out of
I mean, I had done the work.
but she didn't? How did she
She
get,
didn't.
What did she get
So
disqualified
the
from?
only thing that was required for the queen that was like required non-negotiable from the queen was that she show up to nationals. And in order to show up to nationals, you had to sell a certain amount of sponsorships and you had to do the paperwork and turn in your school transcripts and things like that in order to get to nationals. The year I was second runner-up and there was another girl that won Miss Florida. And that year they invited anyone that wanted to come from the courts to go to nationals. And nationals was in Tampa. So it wasn't far from my house.
Okay.
And so my parents were like, if you want to, you can.
Take the sunshine
And so,
bus.
yeah. So I did it. I sold the sponsorships for I met all the requirements and I went to nationals as Miss Niceville. I had no intention of becoming Miss Florida at that point. I just wanted the experience. I just thought it was fun to compete.
For the
And
scholarships.
so I just thought it was fun. And if you do nationals, you got to go to Disney. And I wanted to go to Disney.
What was your question that they asked you?
We weren't in those. We did an interview. We did a full interview so you sat down with each of the judges and you had like 5 minutes where they would just ask you questions.
That's what I'm asking. Like, do you remember one of their questions? Like, do you like hot dogs or pizza?
What do you want to do when you grow up? Because it was preteen. So
Okay.
what do you want to do when you grow up? What's your favorite color?
And you're like, I want to do CPR
favorite
on
subject in
dolphins.
school.
Okay.
So yeah, it was,
This is
little
awesome, though.
stuff.
I mean, I
Little
didn't
stuff
know
that
that
you would
had
ask
were
kids.
part of this culture.
And so like I found out on the end of day 1, maybe beginning of day 2, that Miss Florida didn't show up. I kept looking for her everywhere. And she didn't show up. And so they were panicking because they had never had a state queen not show up before.
Lordy.
So they were like, oh my word, like she didn't fulfill her contract. Like, that's it then. And so they come up to me and they were like, we hate to do this, but Miss Florida didn't show up. So they tell me like a couple of days into the week that like I was going to be Miss Florida because I was the only one from Florida that showed up to nationals.
Holy guacamole. This is huge, Amanda.
So-
You're just leaving this. I didn't even realize this was a Lifetime movie moment.
So then, did you ever see the Simpsons episode, the Employee of the Month Simpsons episode?
Nope.
So everyone in the company won Employee of the Month except for Homer Simpson.
Okay.
And so he's like, it's going to be my month.
Right.
And so then they ended up naming it an inanimate iron rod as Employee of the Month rather than Homer Simpson. And then they find out that disqualifies him, and so he ends up getting it by default. And he's like, my 2 favorite words in the English language, default, default. So when they have this conversation with me, and my brother's
the word I was looking
laughing,
for, default.
he's like, hey, you got it by default. Your 2 favorite words in the English language.
Oh, now I get it. Slapping
Homer
chicken.
Simpson and I have something in common.
So what happened after that?
She ended up showing up on like day 4 of competition.
And they took the crown back from you?
No, well, they were like, it's too late. Like they had already picked like top 20 by that point. Like
Okay.
you can't just show up at the end and be like,
So
I'm
are you
here.
still on the record books as a one-time Miss Florida?
Yes. in that pageant.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
incredible.
So there was during the summer or the
Boy,
spring.
Louis must feel real special.
I've got the crown. I don't have the trophy anymore. I've
You
got
have the crown?
The crown and the sash.
That
I
is
still
so
have my dress.
cool.
Isabella was able to wear my dress for a little while, but I was 13, so she couldn't wear it for
Oh,
long.
yeah. Well, that's fine. You can just wrap her in saran
It had
wrap.
very big shoulders.
Oh, I love a bossy shoulder moment. Yes, Dynasty.
Yes.
That's amazing.
It was 90s. What can I say?
Wow, what a story.
yes.
I had no idea. So, okay, you just
So, like,
took me to school on
this doesn't
pageants.
seem that strange to me because
I'm glad you cleared this up for me. I have Jenna coming on.
we
probably
weren't allowed
gonna,
to wear makeup in our levels. We weren't allowed to have like colored nail polish. We were supposed to be like
This is
just
horrible.
well, because they didn't want it wasn't the glamour pageants like
No
Jean
jeans
Beret
or
did.
denim.
Yeah, so it wasn't like the Jean Bonnet pageants.
Yeah, do you
These
know where
were-
she is?
Do I know where she?
Did you
I
ever?
hope she's
do you
in
ever?
heaven.
No, I know. I'm just saying.
I never did that kind of pageant. I like did actual
Boo Boo?
scholarship pageants that makeup was limited until you were a teenage level.
Was there? I gotta ask this.
Yeah.
Was there a swimsuit competition? Oh wow! So
No.
it was even more okay.
So we were. It was the thoughtful pageant.
Yeah, this is here. Contestants must
had to
wear
turn in our
presentable
school
Sunday
grades.
dress, interview attire, no strapless tops.
Yeah.
It's Florida. Flip flops. Oh my God, that's half the population out. Or backless shoes. What are you
Even
talking about?
I wouldn't wear flip flops to a pageant
A
event.
backless shoe is fine. What about? Okay, that's
No,
fine.
we couldn't wear open-toed shoes.
This number will be taught at the night rehearsal. No jeans or denim. Strapless again is written in here. Spaghetti.
Yeah.
And halter dresses are prohibited. This is all Florida.
Yes. So I'm just saying, like,
Oh,
it's
wow.
their party, their rules, and that's if
That's
you
the
don't like the
truth.
rules,
You wanna
then
win
you
it.
don't do the party.
Right.
But these are pretty standard pageant rules.
Is it really? I
Yeah.
feel so much better now. Entry fee's only $15. That's no big deal.
Yeah.
2 photos.
And this
for
is why
entry.
pageants aren't for everybody.
But like, what do you win? You just win a crown and a
You
stage.
get the title, you get to show up to ribbon cutting things, and get to ride in a car for parades and things like that. Which
Oh, all appearances as royalty must be
Yeah.
made with the crown and sash that was awarded to you. Okay, you got it. Okay.
so it's PR events. It gives you a chance to network with a bunch of people, like go on news shows and things like that.
Oh wow.
It's really a filler program for becoming a journalist or a on-air talent on a news channel. Mm-hmm. Which I found out later from someone who's big in HR.
Oh, well, that's wonderful.
Because he was like talking about resumes, and I was like, I was Miss Florida preteen. I should put that on my resume. And he's like, actually, you should.
Miss Florida
was like,
preteen.
seriously.
That's so cool.
So funny.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Little bit of trivia there.
So, yeah, it was fun. We did have like the worst shorts you've ever worn. It was a shorts and t-shirt outfit, and we had to do like a choreographed dance for opening night
Uh-huh.
on the big day. Because it's like a week of competition, and then there's like the last day is what the public sees. So
You
yeah.
like that number when the whole spectacle?
It was interesting.
What was the song? Rhythm is the dancer.
It was a very patriotic song because it was
God
Miss America Preteen
bless
Company. Miss America Pageant Company was the company that I did. And so it's funny though, like I meet someone and find out that they were
Butterfly kisses.
there was someone that danced to that song.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yes.
I'm sure. God bless her.
But the pageant world isn't huge. And so I met someone that sings at our church and found out she did pageants, and she was in a different company than me, so we didn't cross paths. But like I had pen pals all around the country because I did it. It was fun.
I
stopped at the preteen level,
I have
though.
to ask you, have you ever seen Drop Dead Gorgeous?
Yes, I had.
Oh, I know it by heart.
I like Miss Congeniality better.
I love Drop Dead Gorgeous.
Yeah.
So good, so funny. But
It
it's
was-
hard to. I don't think you can actually like stream it right now.
I don't think
It's one of those
so.
like random movies that after Kirstie Alley died, you couldn't
But
really.
I like a lot of movies that
So
are like
good.
not mainstream and are hard to stream, and that's why I have a giant DVD collection still. Because like sometimes you just
I
wanna
have
watch
that
a
on
movie.
DVD somewhere. It's
Yeah.
bare. Now I got to go find it because
Yeah.
that's a great.
I haven't
movie.
watched it in so long.
Oh my goodness, that is so. Amber, go get my smokes.
So yes, little known fact: Amanda was in
so
pageants.
fun.
Oh, we talked our way through the end of the show.
I was great. You took us all the way home, pageant queen. This was so fun to learn this info about you. I love it. Yeah, you got to wave like. With
I did. This was my pageant week.
Oh, very lofty.
Yes.
Very nice.
I didn't do this. I was more loose wristed.
That was great. Well, yours truly. Drive through twice with that
Same,
one. Guys.
baby. All right, we'll be back tomorrow with Mike Davis. You'll be partying elsewhere. We love you guys. See you tomorrow.
Bye, Booze.